This is the light in this dark world, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about the voice and the church and a bit of Australian politics. Well, just to get you a bit summed up, I'll go straight to what it's about. Well, the voice is about this. Labor has wasted $370 million on a referendum of voice to Parliament. Each mob, each community have an elected official to speak on their behalf regarding issues. What needs to happen is a royal commission into what's happening to the money from the government going to Aboriginal Land Council. This needs to be fixed at the bottom, and trying to put a band-aid on it on the issue will not work. There are heaps of children with STDs from sexual abuse within the communities, domestic violence, alcohol abuse, crime and suicide. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has spent minimal time on these communities, compared to MP and opposition leader Peter Dutton, who has spoken and spent time in these communities listening to the issues and talking to the Aboriginal community that are suffering. Time to sort out the issue from grassroots rather than how I was proposed. The $370 million has only been wasted and could have been spent better by having a royal commission and finding out where the money is going. Someone is getting rich and it's not the communities. So where is the money going? Now, Black Lives Matter, and I'm going to throw them under the bus, is heavily funded and crowdfunded, right? And no one knows where their money is. I've made a video on the whole George Floyd, and in the middle of the video I went on a rant saying, where's the money going to? Where's the money? And an earlier video this year about Alice Springs that I've made, see, I've made that video, right? The question is, and I'll go to the Alice Springs video in a minute, and I want you to see for yourself. It's been a while since I've actually made a video. I've just been so busy. Get out of YouTube Studios for a minute. Now, a lot of people are angry at this voice. This voice is a waste of money. Right? Okay. Now, here it is. Here is the video right here. Okay? This one here, 1 hour and 26 minutes long. Even then, I went and said, where is the money going to in these communities? No one knows. Right? It's just ridiculous. And on top of it, right, you've got churches supporting this. Now, I'll go and expose the churches for a minute. Now, it says here, now I'm going to read, otherwise, these issues will be worse in 2 years' time. The state and federal government push for a royal commission. Instead of doing a royal commission into the rapes, into the sexual assault, alcohol and drug abuse, no, let's just make a referendum just to divide the people. Now, you're going to see a lot of these articles. It's amazing how And I'm trying to be very careful what I say on here too, because I'm sick and tired of, you know, I'm really sick and tired of this misinformation, disinformation, hate speech, and how the government just wants to push in laws. I'm over and sick and tired of it. Now, the referendum has been unsuccessful. Okay? And you got article after article after article complaining, not giving the facts, just giving their opinion on why it was unsuccessful. They blame it on misinformation, which ties into internet hate speech laws, which ties into internet censorship. You know, the other thing too, instead of the voice backing up the instead of the churches backing up the voice, like the Uniting Church here, and the Anglican Church, how about, and my question to all the Baptist churches out here, and I'm gonna tell a spade a spade. Instead of being woke, okay. Instead of being woke, instead of being like the world, okay, actually go out and street preach. Okay? The Bible says to go out and street preach. To go out onto the highways and the byways and street preach. Right? Unbelievable. Why couldn't the look at that? The no one, the yes has lost. No won by 60. And the yes vote was 39.94. Well, 40%. Now, the thing is, I'm actually thankful. I am thankful that while I was out there in Beresfield, okay, so I was out there in Beresfield, right, and okay, I'll read it out. I'll tell you what happened in Beresfield. Now, I was volunteering for the No campaign. I know there's going to be some Christians on here who don't know scriptures or who are probably misled by scriptures, saying, oh, Christians can't get involved in politics. I can prove you that wrong. If you don't want to get involved in politics, how about rip out the Book of Kings? Anyhow, even though I was outnumbered by 3 yes campaigners and 1 no campaigner, which was me, Beresfield on Saturday had almost had a 3/4 of the population saying no and 1/4 saying yes to this so-called voice. I'm thankful for the community who also saw how underfunded the no campaign and how there was more yes campaigners than no campaigners. Even though the whole referendum cost a lot of taxpayer money, and to see the majority of the nation to say no to the voice of the vision has shown many of the major corporations, celebrities and politicians, and even some churches that you all don't have have the best interests of the nation, and the majority of the people don't trust the government with managing an Aboriginal voice. Same with the other issues too. I have some good conversations and debates with the yes campaigners too. I do see that Senator Jacinta Nabajinian Price has shown to have the best interest of the nation. It was an honour to be there for the community, I have to admit. And yes, I actually had some good conversations with the yes voters. Now, the same people that support same-sex marriage, the same people that are very woke, right, all about equality, blah blah blah, seem to want to have a select few of people, and they're crying about it. They're crying that they don't have this select few people to be on this panel, right? Yep, to be on the panel that was selected, not elected. There's other issues on The Voice. Why? Now, people just don't understand that there's a pamphlet out there that says the top 10 reasons why you should vote no for The Voice. And these are true and honest questions. Right? Australia is the greatest country in the world. However, we're not perfect, and there is no issue that exemplifies our shortcomings as the ongoing disadvantages in Indigenous communities. But the divisive voice is not the answer. The Greens, right? The Greens were the ones who actually started this voice. Same goes with Thomas Mayotte. Same goes with a lot of other people. The same people don't want Australian Day too, which is Australia Day is a celebration of freedoms, right? The proposed voice undermines the 1967 by restoring radical division in our nation's rulebook. So in 1967, Australians voted overwhelmingly to change the constitution so that Indigenous Australians were recognised as part of Australia's population to make Australians one together, not divided. And what is the cost of that division? Well, like I said, over $300 million wasted on this divisive scheme. They want to abolish Australia Day, which is a celebration of freedoms. Yes, I understand that Australia has a colonial past, but that was over 200 years ago. They want compensation and reparations for past wrongs by treaties. They want a treaty. So after this voice, there's going to be treaty, which Lydia Ford, actually, believe it or not, didn't vote for the voice, but she wanted a treaty. Alright? What if you can see there? See, unbelievable. Now, okay. Oh boy. Now here it is. That is the No campaign right there. So, this is Albert Albanese having a sook because he lost. This guy, I know I'm gonna upload this on YouTube, and I'm gonna say it right here. He's probably the worst Prime Minister for this country. He's a weak, soft man. What Australia needs is men with a backbone. Not soft, weak sissies. And that's what's on the card. Vote no for the divisive voice. I also went to door and delivered these pamphlets off. And this is Lydia Ford right here. She also voted no for the voice. Believe it or not, as radical left as she is, she voted no because she said the Yes campaigners are full of racists. Now, this is when the race card seems to be passed to and fro. Right, it gets passed to and fro, like a beach ball, like a hot sausage sizzle. Now, this voice, right, and these are the questions too. New laws and taxes on land-based and cultural heritage. It's all on the table, and it's divisive, and you'll be paying. You'll be paying. Now, there's a whole agenda to change the Constitution to make it woke and left. Cool, right? They just want Marxist New World Order establishment, and people are waking up to this. Okay? Like, I myself, I'm very aware about the New World Order establishment and the deep state and that. But there's so many people who are not aware. But there is a bit of awakening happening. But just because there's a great awakening, it means it can still be hijacked. Now, number one, why people have voted no for the voice. It will divide. The voice is divisive. Now, I don't say it puts special separation in your constitution by giving a voice to one group based on race, and that no other group has or will have. I don't understand how the Christian church in Australia would vote yes and support the voice. Not only that, they're supporting the voice along with corporations and Hollywood and Australian celebrities. I mean, look, I pray that the church wakes up. It smells the coffee. This country's heading to hell in a handbasket. The church needs, instead of saying, stay out of politics, what the church should be doing is stay out of the world. Instead of staying out of politics, stay out of the world. And, like I said, what does, and the question is, what does the Bible, and this is for any Christian, say about the world? And this is, what does the Bible say about the world? And this is for every single Christian out there, and self-proclaimed Christian out there, who are into the world, who are following all these, not only just Hollywood celebrities, but Australian celebrities. Okay? The Bible says here, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, right? And this is a warning to all the Christians, especially the Uniting Church and the Anglican Church, right? Right? It says here, right? If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And it's amazing that, another thing too, it's amazing that the church likes to tell even me not to get involved in politics, yet they're out there, look at this, they're out there engaging in politics. What is this? This is politics right here. Unbelievable. Now, number two, the reason why people have voted no to the voice, it will cost. Australians are facing a cost of living crisis. If the voice gets up, it will be worse. Activists will be demanding compensation, reparations, and land back. We know this because they have said so. How much will the voice cost you? That's a good question. I mean, it's already cost like $370 million. And the Labor government backed it up. I mean, the Liberals are no better for, like, trying to legislate it. And yes, and I'm actually sick and tired of the two-party state. I'm sick and tired of it. That too. Now, there is no detail. The Voice, according to the government, has a protective right to advise on legislation and policies at the early stage. It will be able to speak to ministers and public servants, and there is no limit to what it can advise on. No one knows how much this will disrupt our stable system of government. This stable system of government. Interesting, eh? Interesting. Very interesting. Alright. And we don't know what issues they'll decide to advise on. Okay. And this is an image of the which is good. It's good that there's some waking up. Another thing too, the yes voters seem to push their yes nonsense everywhere. I've seen them, a group of them outside the local shopping mall, right? Waving they're preaching their vote yes signs. And then we got the Thomas Mayo, then we got Albanese, and we got all these people. The Voice to Parliament referendum exposed. You've got the space there. Well, and that's the voting card too. Yep, Voice Treaty Truth Telling, my goodness. Yes, no referendum, 1999. Albanese versus Peter Dutton. I feel like that the next Prime Minister of Australia will be Peter Dutton after this. Now, unbelievable. Yep, ridiculous. So many. I'm so glad. And we got the Voice. We got all these websites owned by the government. I think it's already in results, isn't it? Or Reddit. Yep. The Voice referendum. Ugh. Can't stand some of these people. I literally just cannot stand some of these people at all. And you got this guy, Anthony Albanese. And we got all these people. Yep. Lovely people. Really. They make it all loving, bubbly and all that. Now, the other thing is about this Voice to Parliament, right? And I'm going to switch the image back. Speaking of it, another Parliament, right? Indigenous Australians don't all agree. The fact in the process that there has been disconsent and disagreement between Indigenous leaders and communities, and there still is no one expected Indigenous Australians to think the same or having the same priorities, and policy positions, yet we are being asked to put in place a voice that speaks for all of them. Reason number 5, changing the constitution is a big deal. Okay? The most basic question asked of Australians on the referendum day is simple. Do you want to change the constitution? Whatever word comes next, this is the most important question. Do you want to change the document on which our whole system of government and our democracy rests? Changing the Nationals rule book is a big deal. Changing the constitution means changing the country. It's not a simple and modest request. It will lead to treaty. The government is committed to implement the full Uluru Statement. That statement is very clear that the voice is just the first step. Next comes treaty and truth-telling. Treaty is about taxpayer funds compensating and repercussions for the past wrongdoings, abolishing institutions and celebrating celebrates like Australia Day and new rules, and flees on public and private property. No, not fees on public property, I mean fees on private property. The government and pro-voice activists have been very clear that this is the path they want to go down, and the voice is the first step. It undermines reconciliation. Okay? It's Canberra's politician's voice. It's just like another talk fest. It's a platform for radical activists. Right? It undermines recognition, constitutional recognition of Indigenous Australians has widespread support, but the divisive voice goes much further than reconciliation. In fact, it undermines it. The referendum manipulates the goodwill of Australians towards reconciliation or recognise to set up an unknown and unrepresented political party in the Constitution. The referendum makes reconciliation constitutional and on approving the voice. And that's not fair to anyone. It's a Canberra voice. It's just another talk fest. You know, there's many other reasons I could go on and on about. But there's so much information out there. And even Aboriginals, even Lydia Foy, the radical leftist, disagrees with it. But I'm glad that 60% of Australians have woken up to themselves. Now, there still needs to be work to do. That being said, I want to say, and there ends my expose of the voice. I could go on those other points, but that is plenty of information for 30 minutes. Now, you know, I only need to make a 30-minute video exposing the voice. Right? Now, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. Like, share my videos. Please follow me on YouNow. Please try and follow me on Rumble. Follow me on all my social medias and my BitChute too. Okay, and that's my BitChute. I'm gonna say, may God bless you and all your families, and have a great day.